And please welcome to the stage, Nelson Gombakomba!
It is. Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really nervous today. Stand-up comedy is a bit like detonating a bomb. So if there are any sudden noises, I might just pee myself. Just joking. I wanted to write a joke in which the punchline was pee myself. I'm from Zimbabwe. In my culture, we have a saying. A man must perform stand-up comedy, write a book, and plant a tree. I have written a book about planting trees, and now here I am performing stand-up comedy. The last time I was here, I warned people, about voting for a catfish and making sure they vote for the right candidate, where the people's, the people's was. Where the people's, what's the word? Someone who had the people's ambitions, is it? Okay, someone who cared about the people, basically. And you guys went ahead and voted for David Cameron or something. It just goes to show that you guys are not here to listen to me. You're just here to laugh at things. Okay, so let's open with the election then. During the election, I wasn't really bothered about the parties, but there was one party that really took my attention, the Lib Dems, because it sounds like their name, Lib Dem. Sorry, thank you. All right, because Lib Dem appeals to me because I felt like, they were talking to me. Their name sounds like someone's trying to say, leave them in a Jamaican accent. It's like, leave them alone, man. So every time Nick Clegg was criticized, I'd be like, leave them alone, man. Leave them alone. Sometimes I like to look at things and examine stuff deeply, like a little philosopher. I was talking to my pet zebra the other day, and I was like, are you black with white stripes, or are you white with black stripes? Then it ran away with my bag of weed. It did. It just ran away with my bag of weed. You see, I didn't write a punchline for that joke. I just felt like, you just fill it in based on your own racial prejudice. You just fill that one in. I went to the police and I was like, Mr. Policeman, a zebra stole my weed. And the policeman was like, we're going to catch the black man who did it. I was like, come on, it's a zebra. But anyway, okay, I need to compose myself. So my name is Nelson Gombakomba Jr. II. Sorry, my name is Nelson T. Gombakomba Jr. II. The T stands for tripod. Yes, the T stands for tripod. When I was born, I don't know why I was given this name, but according to my parents, when I was born, the doctors were like, this baby has 2 umbilical cords. Which one do we cut? Get it? Because the babies connect out. You have to cut when a baby is born. Okay. Don't worry. You guys ruined the joke. So my girlfriend recently took me to a strip club. I recently went to the strip club with my girlfriend, and basically the hardest part the hardest thing about going to a strip club with your girlfriend is pretending that you've never been there before. I was walking around like, damn, what's the procedure? Where are we? But then the strippers start getting a bit, clever. They walk up to you and say, hello, Mr. Tripod. Would you like the regular? I'm like, listen, baby, I don't know who this Mr. Tripod is, but... Okay, some observational humor. Have you ever like seen a girl who's so hot, a girl who's so pretty, you decide to just leave her alone? she walks past and you start making excuses for her not to talk to you. If you're a lesbian, you're like, man, she's probably into guys. If you're a white guy, you're probably like, man, she's probably into black guys. If you're a black guy, you're like, man, she's probably into small penises. Otherwise she wouldn't be walking like that. She'd be walking with a Zimmer frame. Okay, I need to take this seriously. So I need to tell you about my life, because this would be like talking about yourself. I don't really like that, but okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I recently wrote my last test. I finished my degree and I wrote my last ever test. Besides future drug tests and paternity tests, I wrote my last ever uni exams, which means I'm going to be free for like the next 10 years and stuff. Get it? Because the unemployment rate is... Okay. You guys aren't here to listen to me, you're just here to laugh and stuff. Okay, yeah, so I recently wrote my last exams, and I always go for the easiest option, that's why I like playing this game called Jenga. It's like basically you pick the easiest option to win. In Zimbabwe, I was the best Jenga player. They called me Jenga Unchained. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I recently came out to my parents. I don't know if it's obvious, but yeah, there's something about me, man. I recently came out to my parents. I was like, mother, father, I was born this way. Then my mom was like, we didn't raise you this way, Nelson. My dad was like, shall I take out my belt and beat it out of him? Then I was like, I have to come out to you. And I was like, I'm a stand-up comedian. Then they were like, we would rather you were gay, Nelson. We didn't raise you like that. To be fair, my parents should have known I was a stand-up comedian back in the day, because when you're like when you're 17, when you've hit your peak and you start inviting girls over to your house, I know they used to listen in when the girls came over, because they would listen in and hear the round of applause. Like those are my first comedy sets. They're like, they'll go on for like 30 minutes, like clapping sound. Then, for 30 seconds, then you'd rest for like 5 minutes, then do it again, seven times in a row. Yeah, my parents should have known I was a stand-up comedian back then. So basically, I finished a law degree, and in this degree, they teach you how to defend criminals and stuff. And people always ask me, Nelson, is there a criminal you cannot defend? Is there someone you cannot, defend and, basically save them from the harsh repercussions? And I started thinking, I did some research, and there's this man in Africa who was caught having sex with a goat twice. Yeah, man, as if the first time wasn't enough. He was caught having sex with a goat twice. And Well, I have a theory. If you have sex with someone 3 times, then that's a relationship. The first time you can go, okay, fine, that was a mistake. The second time you can go, okay, fine, I came back for seconds. But the third time, it's a relationship. It might not be a faithful relationship or a good relationship, but it's a relationship nonetheless. So, yeah, man, this goat is just one sex session away from a relationship with this man. There's people in this room who are not able to make someone sleep with them more than once, but that's like, okay, so I started looking at this goat, and I started looking at this goat-loving man, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use my law degree to defend this man. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're about to enter the head of the goat-loving man, if you don't mind. Picture this. You're in Africa. There's the sun. Okay, basically I'm talking in front of a judge, but you are the jury, so we have to really picture this situation. You're in Africa. You find a sexy goat. No, not just, you see, the thing about this man is, he didn't just, after sleeping with the goat once, he didn't go to sheep, go to like cows. He stuck with the same species. Not just that, but stuck with the same goat. And you look at this goat and you're like, okay, you start talking to it because they've had sex before, so it's like straight to the point. You're like, yo. The goat is like, you're like, okay, fine, I'll put on a condom this time. And the thing about putting on a condom over there is like, because in that part of the world, putting on a condom is like trying to put a duvet in a duvet cover. You have to like stretch the endings, literally, and like, shove it in there. And, once you finish putting on your condom, or once you've already finished putting on your condom, the goat would have already ran away. And it's like the African sun is so hot, and you start chasing after your goat, you with a massive erection, and then your neighbor sees this, and your neighbor calls the police, and like now you have the police chasing you, but because you have this erection, you're chasing the goat, you're going down the street, people see you, they're like, oh, check out that man's selfie stick. Check out that, and you're chasing the goat, and now because your erection is so big, the goat makes a sudden turn, and you keep going, and then there's like a round heart, and you cannot stop, because you're not in the right state of mind, so you decide to just run through the wall because your erection is just that strong. It can knock down buildings. And now the people in the building start chasing after you. You have the police chasing after you, the people in the building chasing after you, and they're chasing after this goat with a massive erection. And now, because the erection is so big, your blood starts leaving the rest of your body and goes into the penis, and because your blood starts leaving your body, you start turning white because there's no blood flow, and when you start turning white, the police stops chasing you. So you pass out, and then you start dreaming, and in your dream, you're in Norwich. You're performing stand-up comedy, and you're a comedian named Nelson who's about to do his favorite beat called Reading the News with Uncle Nelson. Yay! Tonight we're going to use the Eastern Daily Press. Normally I use the Daily Mail because it's a reliable source of information, but because it's been such a wonderful week in Norwich, there's been promotion into the Premiership. Snoop Dogg wore the Norwich jersey, and here you are at Gonzos Comedy Night. So yes, the main stories, right here, set on England recall. Basically, the main recurring story is Norwich getting promoted and Snoop Dogg wearing Norwich City shirt. During his performance, Snoop Dogg had to take off his shades because he wasn't sure what the Norfolk people were waving peace signs, so it was just the normal Norfolk hand wave, because it's like if you're from Norfolk, the 2 fingers, so it's like peace sign. After the show, he had to call his drug dealer. Like, hey man, what type of weed did you give me today? Because I was saying some shit. Another story. Drop the newspaper. Another story. Scientists recently revealed that there's more people in the world with access to cell phones than there are people with access to fresh water. I wonder how they came up with this fact. Were they listening in the conversations? Let's say you're in Africa and a father and son are talking on the phone. The father goes, hey son, have you found the water yet? And the son goes, okay dad, I haven't found the water, we're still looking. Then after like a few miles, the father goes, hey son, have you found the water yet? Then the son goes, dad, I haven't found the water, I haven't had access to this fresh water you promised me. Then a few seconds and a few hours later, the father calls the son, hey son, have you found the water yet? Then the son goes, dad, for the last time, I haven't found the water, I'll call you when I found the water. And whilst you're on this topic, Dad, how about we just build a village closer to the water source? Then the father goes, stop listening to this Western education. People are lying to you. Our villages are built in that particular way so that we walk 7 miles to the water source. But whilst they're talking, the father goes, son, silence. Do you realize that we're inside a comedy sketch? That is inside a dream. That is inside another comedy sketch. That is inside another dream. Call it comedy inception. Because it's one thing. Okay. So now you wake up, you're that African goat-loving man. You wake up, you're in front of the court, and you've woken up from your dream, and the judge is about to pass a sentence, and because I'm your lawyer, I have to ask the audience, after all I've told you about this poor, God-loving man, do you consider him guilty or not guilty? You're the jury. Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty!
No, not guilty. That's a guilty, sorry. Okay, yeah, man, that's why I don't do law, because I can't even defend a God-loving maniac. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Nelson, Gombakomba! Alright, let's keep that energy up and welcome your next act, Louis Clark!
Yes, she had good personal hygiene, which is the only thing I look for in a woman, apart from a British passport, obviously. Yes,